Parashat Bo. Now this is the Passover parasha. And if you've ever met people who are involved with sort of Jesus and their Jewishness, then you've probably heard of the Passover because it's something that we love talking about. It's an amazing meal that not only is something that's deeply rooted into our lives as Jewish people, but the meal itself, the tradition, speaks interestingly about Jesus. This week, as we look at the parasha, we actually hear something in the story that comes out very clearly in the meal. In the meal, we have the kids ask their questions. And when they ask the questions, one of the responses we have to give is, it is because of what God did for me. Me specifically, me as an individual. You see, Moses tells us in chapters 12 and chapter 13 that we have to, with our children, make sure that they know that this is not just our story, it's their story as well. It has to be a story that defines us. Now, here in Israel, we're surrounded by stories. We have Jewish stories, Christian stories, Muslim stories, Palestinian stories, Israeli stories, all of them trying to define how it is that we live. Moses' story, though, I believe, cuts through all the other stories. And the reason it does is because it's not just a story about a group of people who were taken from one place to another. It's the story about how we, as a humanity, are called to come out of slavery and to live a different kind of life. That's the point of the Torah. And that's what is being told here. We're being asked to come out of our slavery and live a different kind of life. Now, as we get to the end of the Torah, the end of this particular story, we realize that my people forgot the story. But Jesus came and he told another story, another release from slavery, not just one in the land of Egypt, but a slavery from the way that we live, so that we can all live as an entire human race differently. And he pointed us to a different world, a world to come. A world where heaven meets earth, where there is no tyranny, where there is no pain, where there is no slavery, and there is no sin. That's the world he's calling us to. A place where men and women and children and God live together as we were intended to. And so that is Parashat Bo, which means come, be part of that world.
Well, thank you. That was great. I love
really,
the Passover story, especially as a believer.
That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, and seeing Jesus all in that. You know, we're fortunate enough and blessed enough to get to go to churches and teach on Christ in the Passover.
It is fun.
You know,
really,
and so
fun.
as God saves us and saved us from the bondage of slavery to Pharaoh, Jesus saves us from the bondage of slavery to sin and death.
That's right.
You know, it's a wonderful parallel.
It is. And I feel like it's something that is more special because we work for Jews for Jesus and we do Christ in the Passover. It's like one of our main things. So we know all about it. And if you want to know more about Christ in the Passover, you can put a link
in the description.
Yeah, in the description.
And you can go and see what we do.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. So guys, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like,
to subscribe,
and to comment. Let us know how you're feeling and what you think about what he talked about.
It's really important.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, guys. May you have a blessed day.